for this. Yay! I'm gonna spotlight you real quick so you're.
Asher, stop.
Good evening. Okay, everybody, welcome to our tips on the top, or tips from the top this month. And we have Miss Carrie here with us tonight. Thank you for being so willing to just take some time out and just give us a little bit of your tips. I know you have a lot going on in life and all that jazz, but we're grateful. So I'm gonna have you start. Because so we can get to the juice and the tips. Is that my internet or is that yours? Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm gonna have you. Hold on, I gotta pull you back up. Share. There we go. Your story. So let's just start with the story. So maybe like a 5-minute rundown of your story. I know you've been in the business for a while, but let's just do a 5-minute so that we can have the rest of the time for questions.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it's hard to, because there's so much. So I'll just do it quick. So yeah, I started this business 6 years ago. I was just a broke college graduate and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with my life. So my cousin just annoyed me for 6 months and was like, you need to do this. And she like literally stopped me. And finally she got me on the phone, got my info, and I was like a distributor. So like, I don't know. And like, I didn't even do anything for 2 weeks. And then I ended up going my executive in my first month because I signed up my mom. And I don't remember what else happened, but either way, it took me 9 months to go Ruby. And then because it wasn't until I hated 9 months ago Ruby. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I hate my job. Like, I just can't do this forever. And I saw this lady and she was making $10,000 a month from her phone. And I was like, I'm in the wrong profession. Like, obviously the business works. And so I just really jumped in and, I replaced my full-time and I went diamond in 3 months. This is what I tell potential. So I feel like I say my story like that. I literally say that. I'm like, I replaced my full-time income after that. And we've just been doing this ever since. Let's see. I sat at diamond for a year. I tried so hard to go double and I just could not get to double. Well, January came around. And I was a diamond and I had lost rank too, but I had just got my diamond rank back. But I was pregnant and I had to have a C-section in January, so I couldn't go to conference. My 8 girls went to conference. 7 of the 8 that went came home, went diamond and above, and we went presidential diamond. And my husband's account went from a Ruby being paid as a distributor to triple diamond. And at the time,
what conference was this?
What?
What conference?
2015.
Okay.
Or 14 or 15.
Double good bonuses or regular?
I don't really remember. It was like,
you remember you got them double good bonuses.
And so at the time we were living in my parents' basement, and so it was just like I was working really hard, obviously, during that time because like I can't live in my parents' basement and have a brand because it's our first baby. And so yeah, went presidential diamond, ended up retiring my husband. And then we got to build our first home. So instead of like getting an apartment together because we couldn't afford it, we built our house. So that was awesome. And then we got married. So we kind of did it all like in reverse. Like we had the baby, got the house, and then we got married. So I don't know how that worked out, but it worked out. So paid for our wedding in cash. We went to Bora Bora on our honeymoon, paid for that in cash. That was a dream board trip that I was like, it'd be so cool if we could just go to Bora Bora. And then we ended up being able to pay for it in cash. Like, it was crazy. And so, yeah, I mean, we've just been doing this there. Oh, and then I went ambassador. I had went ambassador after that, like a couple months after. I went ambassador 6 months after I went presidential. And then, yeah, my 2.0 is presidential 2.0 too. I guess like there's just a lot in between there, but we've been through ups and downs in this business. I mean, we've been doing this for 6 years. You can pick my brain now. I can't think of what else. I don't know.
Okay, so I guess for me, my question is, like, when did the light bulb, I mean, clearly, like, knowing your background, knowing where you started, like, being in the military, things like that, like, when did the light bulb, like, really click and go off?
Yeah, no, I actually know specifically when the light bulb went off. 2 times, actually. It went off multiple times, I feel like. But I know that when that moment happens, and I got to say this, too, because I was listening to a story by Jim Rohn, And he said that one day this little Girl Scout came to his door and was like, hey, would you buy some cookies? And he didn't even have enough money to buy cookies. And he said at that moment, he knew he had to change his life. Oh, am I cutting out?
I see. I can hear you. We can hear you. You're just, your face.
Okay, so at that moment, he knew that he needed to change his life. And so he said everybody will have a moment in their life where, like, you'll have a Girl Scout moment. Like, you're going to have a moment where you're like, oh, things have got to change. And so mine was, I remember my first one was when I was working as a nanny. I was also in the Army Guard. This was when I was really, I think, an executive, and I was living in Dallas, Texas. My husband and I were just long distance. We were just like talking long distance. And, I hated my job, and I was like, I just can't do this forever. I was working for this billionaire, and I was barely getting by, and they had this beautiful mansion, and I was like, dude, I can't, how am I ever going to get this mansion if I stay working for them? Like, this just doesn't make sense. So I went to an OTOM, and that was when I saw ladies like making money, like real money, and I was like, I'm going to do this. Like, this is really work. So it was getting to an event. That was the first thing, and hating my job. So then that was the first one. And then the second one, so that took me to Diamond. That event took me to Diamond. That aha moment of hating my job was enough motivation to quit my job. But then it wasn't until I had my first baby, because I think sometimes when we don't have kids, it's harder to dream. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but you know, like, I was good. I was like, oh, I'm making enough money from my phone. I don't have to work. This is awesome, you know? But when I had my son, I just remember them placing him in my arms, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm just going to give you the world, you know? And I was like, I was just going to do whatever it took. And so, yeah, that was when we went from living in my parents' basement as a diamond to 5 months later, presidential, triple, making top 75 money from a diamond to that. That's like insane.
So what did you do? Walk me through it.
What do you mean?
What'd you do?
Like during that period?
Like, what changed? Like, what did you do?
Oh, I did everything. I did everything. I just think about, like, that's the period of my life. I actually would not want to go back to those 6 months, because I worked so hard that I was like, damn, if I could just work like I worked during those 6 months, I could have everything. No, I mean, but for real though, like, it was 6 months of intense work, but I also had a colicky baby. And so I just gave myself no other option. Like, I just remember laying on the couch and thinking, like, oh my God, I can really sleep. I was a brand new mom. I had a C-section and a colicky baby. I was like, I'm exhausted. But I'm like, I can either sleep or I can work this business, and I'm going to do that. And I literally was like, I'm on it. So I literally, like, just used all my whole situation as my motivation. And so I remember going live on my team page during that time. Even I was like, listen, if there's no BB in it, don't be doing it. You better not even be eating if there's not BB in it. I'm telling you, like I said, I didn't eat. I mean, I ate, slept, drank, thought it works. Like, if it wasn't, it works. My family even knew, because they said, don't go by Carrie, because and they they harassed me, because they were like, you're on your phone all the time and you're never spending time with your kid. And I was like, yes, but I'm changing our lives. And my husband, or he wasn't my husband, we were dating. I think, yeah, we were dating at the time, or I don't know if we're engaged or not, and he was like, you're on your phone all the time. I said, well, yeah, but like, we're going to change your life. And so I don't know, you guys, like, I just worked. I talked to as many people as I possibly could. I worked every second. I was breastfeeding in the middle of the night. I was working. I was messaging. I was talking to people. Whatever I could do, I talked to people.
So bring that to me now. So, like, going presidential 2.0, clearly you're not killing yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you killing yourself still? Jesus, serious. Help that. No. So tell me, what does that look like now? And what does that duplication look like when it comes to your team?
Yeah. So now I feel like I know how to work this business way better than I used to know how. I thought, like, you had to be on your phone 24/7, and things were a lot different on social media then. So I do believe that what I was doing, you had to do, because I just did what everybody else was doing that was successful. So now what I do is I'm really, really intentional on working my business. So, like, I ask God every day, and I say, God, can you just tell me what I need to get done today? And show me what I need to get done today, or help me to work my business today. And I just ask every day. I just said, just help me to, because then I make sure that the stuff that I'm actually doing is stuff that's income producing or that's actually going to help, because I feel like it's so easy to get caught up in like, I even get caught in the scroll hole sometimes, and like, you know, so like I mean, I don't know, you'd be like looking at everybody's life. And so now I'm just like really intentional. So I just make sure I do 5 things every day, you know, so I make sure I grow my network. That's just every day. I'm just so massive.
How do you grow your network? What do you do?
So I like to follow on I love Instagram. So I will still post. I still do Facebook. I just do not like working Facebook. So like I love Instagram. So I follow my network by just following people.
I follow people to follow.
I will scroll through my timeline, and sometimes I'll like the likers of their photos. I'll follow a few of theirs. Or if I find a location that one of my followers tagged, I'll go to the location and I'll follow some of those people. So I kind of just do that's what I do.
How do you pick them? Because they're cute?
No, I follow men and women, but I'm private on my one account. That's the one account that I actually work from. And so, my private account, I'll follow men and women. I'll follow everyone. But I don't, once the men follow me back, I unfollow them. But before I unfollow them, I follow all their women, because men know all the women. So like I love following men because they always follow you back, and then I can get all their women, and I just know that they know women from everywhere. So none of their women know each other. So like that's why. I mean, really, if you think about it, men know women from everywhere. Like most women, they're friends. So I can't tap into all women's networks, but I can tap into a man's network. So
that's really good. Okay, so grow your network. You said 5 things. Grow your network.
Yeah. So every day I grow my network and I post. And so I'll post on my Instagram, post on Facebook, and blow up my Instagram story. And so that's posting and message. I reach out to people all the time, like to become a distributor. Excuse me. Sorry, I got gas. And so I just message people and ask if they want to be DT.
You know, like message for DTs?
What? Yes, because like I was
talking to somebody on my team about this on Monday. That's when I built up to presidential, I did not message for loyal customers. I only messaged for DTs.
Yeah, I hate messaging for LCs. It's too much work. So I'm just like, let's just get straight to the chase. Do you want to make money or not? Whatever. So I just say, hey, you probably get this all the time, but I think you'd be awesome at what I do. And then they just say, or then sometimes I'll ask the question and say like, I've used that message though, and say, have you ever thought about an extra income? So that's it. It's just.
When they say no.
Oh, I just say, God bless. and then they love me. They're like, oh, wow, she said Jesus? I said, oh, God bless you, girl. And then they follow me because they like, wow, she's really like, Jesus is in her. I'm like, I know. So I say, God bless. I said, oh, you don't want to meet? Good. Okay, God bless. I'm telling you, they come back.
Crack it up. Okay, so do you do host to post at all?
I don't really like host to post.
Would you ask them for it? Like or would you tap into their network?
Sometimes I did add message for host post yesterday because I'm just trying to do things that I don't like to do. So I did ask people to post for me, which I never do actually, but like I'm working on it.
So your big strategy for growing your network and your business is following people and messaging for DTs. Yeah. And if they say no, do you delete them and let them follow you so that you can free up that space?
Oh, I didn't even think to do that. I just
or is it Instagram where it's just it don't matter?
Yeah, it's Instagram. This is Instagram. I don't message on Facebook. I don't like Facebook.
Do you interact? See, we're the other way around. Do you interact before you message?
Well, I'm high on interaction because I'm private. So when you try to follow me back, let's say like you try to follow me back on my private account, I like 8 of your pictures and I might comment and then I'll accept you. Because now you're following me and I just blow up your phone, so you're going to say, oh, what's this girl do? So I like blow up their likes. So then they already know that I'm interested in them. Like
that's a strategy for you because before you can, so you'll get to them. You'll get to each person since you have to accept them.
Yeah. But I don't message them immediately. I just like a bunch of their pics, like, and then I'll message them later. Like
maybe
but
in your timeline or what?
Yeah. Yeah. However, I mean, it's just really going down the follower. I just go down the list.
Okay. So that's number 3, I think. So it's number 4.
So, in personal development, that's like a non-negotiable. Like right now, I'm determined to read 2 books a week. Because I used to only read 1 book a week, but I said I got to be a billionaire, so I need to read 2. I'm telling you, it's been since last month. I've been on it. I'm like not playing around because I need my income to go way up. So I was like, I got to get myself up. And so like I've just been reading a ton. That's like non-negotiable. 2 books a week, and sometimes they're short books. Don't say I think I read these 9-hour books. 2 of them. No, I'll probably take a 9-hour book and a 1-hour book, and then all of a sudden I read 2 books. So like I'll do it. So sometimes they're 2 small ones, sometimes they're 1 long and 1 short. And so like I just try to do 2 just because in my head it's like, oh wow, I really am getting personal development. And it's like a tracking system in my head because I'm like, whoa, did I really do that much? Because I feel like I used to get lost in like podcasts and sermons, and I try to watch a sermon every day. I've been off of it for like 2 days, and I can definitely tell. I try to start my morning with a sermon just so that I can have some Jesus in me, and then I listen to other stuff during the day. But what I noticed is that when I was on like the podcast and all those other things, it's like, I didn't really know if I was growing, but I didn't know if I was intentionally growing because it's hard to track. I don't know. So books I can track. It's something I know if I'm reading, I know I'm growing. And so that's something I do every day. I mean, like that's like non-negotiable. I would rather even read right now than grow my network. That's what's just because I know it's working too. So, I mean, it's working. So I still need to grow my network though. So grow my network, post, message, personal development. And I need to get better at following up. So I should be following up every day. I don't, but what I've been doing is I've been trying to do weekly opportunity events for our team. We missed last week, but we were had them for 3 weeks in a row. And so I just basically have been following up because I talk to potential distributors because that's like my goal is because I message for DTs. So I want to have my goal is to get as many phone numbers in my text messages so that on Thursday I follow up with them and say, hey, we're having an event tonight. You should totally check it out. Can I send you the link? And then that's like, it's been a really.
Where's your event? Is your event on Zoom or it's on Facebook?
No, it's just on Facebook.
But you don't mess with Facebook. So you take them from Instagram and tell them to come over to Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I do that.
So you intermingle.
Yeah, because I'm actually more personable on Facebook. I post more of like my life. Right. I'm more family on Facebook. On Instagram, it's all opportunity posts. But then all of a sudden you're on my Facebook, you're like, oh wow, she is real. Like she's a real person,
But that draws people in on Instagram, the opportunity posts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You feel like it draws more people in on Instagram than it would on Facebook?
Yeah, I feel like Facebook is more like, Facebook is like family. That's what when I think of Facebook, I think of family because my whole family.
Instagram is like business.
Instagram is business. It's people that don't know me, but they will join my team. I don't know why that is, but I still get DTs off Facebook, but a lot of them come from Instagram.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, so what are you doing right now to prepare for green carpet? So like we know, Mark, you just never know what in the world. You've been around for a while. Like you never know what he's gonna drop. Like you never know. So what do you do right now to prepare for a green carpet?
Well, I'm just doing what I do every day. So like, if I'm just being honest, like literally, that's just what I do every day because whether there's an event coming up or anything, you have to do it consistently. Cause like you could do it over green carpet and it's going to be fine and you might see some success. But if you've been doing it every single day, then I know I'm going to see success, whether it is at green carpet or right now. Like I'm already signing people, so it doesn't matter because I've been consistent. Like I just signed, I literally can't believe it. I signed a DT every day for the last 4 or 5 days. And I go, hey, this is awesome. I said, I don't know where this came from. And then I go, oh wait, it's just all the work I put in. Really, it's just me being consistent every day. It's just every day I do the everyday things. And then it just eventually, when I'm not signing people, it's okay because I know that eventually my people are going to come because I'm just doing this every day. And so now I'm just kind of starting to harvest from some of the stuff that I was doing and stuff. So But green carpet, I think something I am going to do before next week. I need to do this because I want to get really, I'm going to get really organized in my Connect app. Or I also have like the Reach app. I don't know. It's like the same thing as Connect, but if you have Connect, I just already have Reach and I already had stuff organized in there. So basically I'm just going to make sure that everybody's saved in my phone as a PDT or a PLC, and I'm going to put them into lists so that whenever whatever's announced, I can just mass text. So it's not going to take like, because right now some people I just have to copy and paste and I'm like 100 messages. I'm like, oh, this is too much. But when I have a Reach app, I just mass text and it's done in 5 minutes, So that's something that I need to do in the next, I need to get that done probably tomorrow.
I like it. Yes, I used to be obsessed with Reach until I told myself I could no longer use it. And so now I'm obsessed with Connect. Like I legit am. It's crazy. So I'm praying your strength with your change. So what would you say? Okay, so being a wife with 2 kids, baby on the way, what would you say like your number one tip is when it comes to your household and keeping that together?
So I would say, this is so corny. But it's true. But I would literally say that I have to just make sure that I would literally just say that I feel like the more that I draw closer to God, like the more that I make sure that, because I can't do this by myself. I'm working on being a better mom. I'm working on being awesome it's hard to be awesome at everything. It's hard to be an awesome mom and an awesome business and an awesome wife. Anything else you have to do on top of that, I literally I was like, Jesus, what else do you want me to be? And so I just had to ask, he made me like this. So I just asked for strength, a lot saying okay, help me to be help me to be a better mom for my kids. What can I do? And so I just ask questions and but I guess a lot of things is my kids go to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Tuesday, Thursdays, we try to go on a walk every night. That's something we try to do we didn't even do it tonight, whoops. But we try to do something as a family. So during that walk, I'm just not on my phone. Or there's just times in my day, I just will put my phone down. If my phone dies and it goes on the charger, then I can hang out. Then it's time to hang out and stuff. Or if my kids want to play for a little bit, then I'll just put my phone down and then I'll play and then they're done with me, So I think just household thing is just being really intentional again with working your business and not working your business. Because I just thought it was so interesting is I put my phone down a lot. My business does not run me. So I run this business. And so I am the owner. And so when I need to set my phone away and have time with my husband, I do that. When I need to have time with my kids, I do that. But then when I'm on Zoom and then I got an opportunity event, well, the door's shut and now I'm working. So you're not playing in here right now. But during the day, it's a little bit more relaxed. I don't know if that makes sense. So just make sure that there's a time and a place for everything. So as long as you're being intentional, your family knows when you're working your business when you're not. Because my husband will know, did you really work your business? They know when you're scrolling and they know when you're messaging. So that's, yeah.
So what would you say? So I guess my question is, well, I'm going to ask you what your number one tip is. But I think my question is, so in the midst, because a lot, going on life, moving, just everything, right? Just life in general. What do you tell yourself in order to kick yourself in the butt? When you're having moments where it's just how did you take off negotiating off the table? How did you take negotiating off the table? Let's say that. Does that make sense?
Kind of no.
Okay. So your business is a non-negotiable, clearly. Pays the bills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, how do you take it off the table that it doesn't matter what I feel like, even in pregnancy? Because, I get this question a lot and it's it really just doesn't even matter, right? So how do you put yourself in that mindset and what do you tell yourself in order to get up? So Carrie's sick today. How are you going to send out some messages? Or Carrie feel like it? Or Carrie, you know what I mean? How do you push yourself past these feelings in order to ensure that your business does not suffer in any season because of life?
Yeah, wow, that's good. I would say that I actually still struggle with that too. So I wouldn't say that I don't think that you're ever gonna get it perfect because I just think about my first Oh my gosh, 13 to 15 weeks of pregnancy were like not good. Like I worked, but I could only, when I had enough energy, it was maybe for an hour. Like I'm telling you, it was just not good. And so I knew, I'm like, okay, I got enough energy. I'm going to try to do something that I can from a business. Like, what can I do in this hour that can really do something? And so that was when I just always try to get the post out. I try to get like the messages out or whatever I had to do for my network. But I was sick. And so I also gave myself grace knowing, okay, it's okay. It's just a season and you're going to get through this. And we're, like, that's when I like kind of be like, okay, God, you have made me get pregnant. No, just kidding. But like, okay, so how can I work this business? Or like, what can I, and that was when I started doing okay, what can I do today? And I don't know, it's just asking myself those questions like, okay, help me to work this business efficiently today. Help show me what I need to get done today. Cause I feel like I can't do everything every day, but I can do what I'm supposed to do today. Like I can't think about what I have to do tomorrow, but like, hey, what can I get done right now that needs to get done? I don't know. So like, I also think that I've developed a habit because I've done this so much every single day. And so I read this really good book. It's called Atomic Habits. If you have not read that, it was, oh my gosh, it was like top 5 books that I probably ever read. And I think it's just because I've consistently done this business. I've worked this business consistently for 5+ years. I mean, even if you take out a year of not working, I don't know, like that's 5 years. So my brain just knows like, hey, got to get this done. So whether I, it's like brushing my teeth. I'm just like, oh, got to grow my network. So I've done it. So if you don't have that habit yet, then maybe you need to start creating that habit. How you create the habit is you do it every day for at least 2 minutes. That's what it said in the book. And so every day you have to do it for 2 minutes and do it consistently. So you say, okay, every day that I brush my teeth, after I brush my teeth, I'm going to grow my network for 2 minutes every day. And so you start it for 2 minutes. Then all of a sudden it's going to start to become a habit. And you're like, oh, I know that after I brush my teeth, I got to grow my network. So, I mean, you can do it with anything that you just got to read the book. It's so good. But you have to start doing that. And then you just start doing things that even when you don't want to do them, you still do them. And there's some days that I don't do them. So like, it's okay. I just know that, I mean, I try to do everything every day, but there's days that I don't get everything done. Like I haven't really grown my network today because I was lazy. So I got to get it done tonight.
Okay, so I got a question on here. What's an example of a good IG post? And I'm assuming the post, or do you post and stories, or like how often are you?
Yeah, I'm huge on Instagram stories because that's like that. Yeah, well, I'm just really consistent on it. Like, there's the word again. I swear I say it like it's, so I like to post about my coffee every day because I make my coffee every day. And then right after the coffee, it's like clockwork. You're going to see some before and after pictures of what this coffee can do. I'm telling you, it's literally the same thing. I go, cold, coffee.
You turn it into opportunity instead of product.
Well, most of my I've actually switched up lately and I've gotten a lot of good results. So I think all my actual Instagram feed is opportunity. Mm-hmm. Maybe one random product on my actual opportunity. I post a ton about the products, but I'll do lifestyle. And I do post stories anytime I can find, like if like you're standing by that one Jeep, I'll post that. And I even post it again. It's I have like a little album of like Instagram opportunity stories. And I like to tell other people's stories in there. And then I always, every day, that's something my goal has been every day is to do, just make a little video of myself every day. And so whether today my video was basically talking about this opportunity event that's happening tonight. And like, if you've ever been thought about what I do, then just swipe up and type opportunity. So like I had people swipe up and say, hey, I want the link to, the opportunity event tonight. So every day I try to show my face. And then I've been doing a lot less opportunity posts lately. I kind of try to, because I don't want to be like, sometimes I feel like if you do too much, this is my head, and this is why I kind of stopped doing as much opportunity in my stories. Because if I keep saying, hey, I need social media marketers. Hey, I need them. I'm just like, that doesn't make it sound exclusive. So yeah, so I've kind of just been pulling back a little bit on that, and I've signed more people, so I don't know if it's working, but I'm just kind of making more lifestyle posts like, oh, I'm so excited for my friend. Like, she got to do this, this, and this, and I don't ask you to become a DT. I'm just kind of dripping on you, and like, oh, I'm just like, this is what we're doing right now. I'm just so thankful I can hang out with my boys. or, you know, like, oh, me and my husband are going on a date day. Like just little opportunity lifestyle posts that you get to see my life and see that, oh, something, but then then they go to my Instagram story and they want an opportunity post. It's right there.
And then you're going in and you're actually asking. So like, would you go and comment? I mean, would you like message all your views, or do you message all your likes? Like, how do you go about that? Or is there no strategy and you just do whatever?
Yeah, you can do all those. I mean, I've done all those. I've done I've done the views. I think the views are hard because sometimes you get a lot of the same people to view. So I think views are harder. I'll do that. Maybe you could do it like once every couple weeks because it's hard because you message a bunch of them already. I just message straight from either my followers and following. Like I just go straight down the list. I'm like, I don't have time. I'm just copy and paste. So, I mean, you should be genuine.
Like any type of system. I know a few people use actual things when it comes to Instagram. So do you use anything like Stem Social or Captivate? Do people even still use Captivate? Or whatever?
No, you can't. They shut down all those things. So I manually unfollow and manually follow. I never thought I'd have to say those words again, but I've been doing it manually.
You have a goal for every day? Or is it just a habit?
It's just, I don't know. I just try to do a bunch. I mean, you can only follow so many. Instagram is like, so I just follow until I feel like it's about done. And then you can kind of click your profile and then you see if it cuts you off in a certain amount of time. I think you only have like an hour and you can follow, I think it's like, is it 60 or 70 people an hour? So you can hit 60 people in like 5 minutes. So.
Right. And you follow people every single day. So it's a goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. My goal is to follow people. It's
like 60.
Yeah. Or I try to do more than that, but I mean, 60 is probably like what I get done probably every day.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you stay organized with the people you interact with on IG? I think you kind of hinted on that because I think it was more so when you added people.
Oh yeah, well,
so after you interact with them, how would you follow up with them again?
I don't. The only system that I have is that if I message you and you're interested in being a distributor, then I just get your number. So I don't like to converse over Instagram because it'll get lost. Because if I'm sending 100 messages or 60 messages a day, like you're going to get lost in my inbox. And so I just say, as soon as they say yes, they're interested, I say, oh my gosh, awesome. What's your number? I'll send you more info.
So what about the interaction though? Like if you actually go to their posts and you start liking stuff and then going back to them and making sure that you actually send the message.
Oh, well, because on Instagram, if you click followers or somebody that's followers. So if I'm following people, you scroll down. So you just like, you can scroll down and then you can kind of like maybe screenshot where you left off. Or I just scroll down and then I just start randomly and then I just work my way all the way back up and say, oh, I've already messaged these people. Then I just scroll. I just mess around. I don't know.
Okay. So no, you don't structure to it. You just do what you do.
I hate systems. I don't like to be told what to do. So I think I'm more just random and like fly by the seat because it makes it fun. It's like a game.
I 100% get it. And when I actually do get a system going, and it works for a little while, and then it's just like, So there's certain things that I am consistent on, just like you said. Okay, so what would you say like is your number one tip? I want to be. I mean, of course. So if I'm saying I want to be like Carrie Young, I want to go ambassador, and then I want to go presidential 2.0. I want to build my husband's account to presidential. Like I'm trying to be lit. What you gonna tell me to do?
Just start talking to people. Literally, no, I'm not even kidding because I feel like I wish somebody would have told me that. I feel like sometimes we just waste a lot of time without the people. So like if you're not talking to people, then you're not working this business. And if you're not getting results, you're doing something wrong or you're not doing enough of it. Okay. So like I know that if I'm not signing people, something's wrong. Okay. So now I know, well, okay, so what's up? How many people have I really been following? You know, how many people am I really reaching out to? Like how many people am I actually following up? And so you have to ask those questions and like, you know, am I messaging enough? Am I doing enough? If you do host a post, like, am I doing enough? And so, because at the end of the day, like, I sign people because I get paid to do that. And like, that's what I know. I'm like, if I'm not signing people, I'm not making money. So like my goal is to just sign as many people as I can. And how do I sign people? Well, I just reach out to as many people as I can. And I just try to grow my network as many people, grow my network, then reach out to them and then grow my network again and reach out to them, because you just never know who's going to be interested. So I just wish that when I started, I would just reach out to more people. And I wish I would have reached out to them a lot faster, because I think a lot of times in the beginning, we're just scared and like, you know, I don't know. I think I was nervous. I think I didn't send like messages until I was like 5 or 6 months in, because nobody taught us how to do anything. So like, we didn't know how to work social media. We didn't know you could like, it was weird back then. And so I would just say, now that we know how to message, I wouldn't be scared. I used to be one of those people that are like, oh yeah, people come to me. And I'm like, then Jade Hooper and Stephanie Dunn like kicked me in the butt like a couple months ago. She goes, why are you not messaging people? I was like, she's like, if she's messaging people, I'm gonna be messaging people. So she messages for DTs. So I'm like, I'll message for DTs because that's what she does. And then Jade was like, the difference is that if you wait for somebody to come, and this is so true because I did this yesterday. If you wait for somebody to come to you, well, you could, if you message them, you cut the time that they wait. So let's say that somebody was gonna wait a whole year because they didn't have enough courage. Well, what if you message them right away or within 2 to 3 months, and all of a sudden at 6 months, they're ready, that you cut the time from them thinking about messaging you to actually messaging you to actually signing. And so when I had reached out to somebody yesterday, I think I messaged somebody yesterday, 2 people yesterday, actually. I actually asked them to make a post for me, and I don't normally do that. Literally, I told my husband, I was like, I did something new today. And so I asked them to make a post for me, and both of them said, you know, I've been watching you. Do you have spots? One girl said, do you have spots on your team open? And then the other girl said, you know, I've been thinking about reaching out to you because I'm curious about what you really do. And I said, why not? Because I didn't ask them to be a DT. I asked them to make a post for me. So they were like, it was like reverse psychology. So I was like, damn, I got to keep up with this host thing. So it works if you do it. I just got to get into it. But with anything, it takes practice and stuff. And so I'm gonna reach out to people more now, because it cuts the time. That's why I immediately message people for DTs. I'm like, hey, I'm here. You can start watching me now. Like, we don't have to have this like, no, like I already reached out, because people get nervous. They don't want to talk to you because they think like, no, but if I reach out right away, then there's no more like, oh no, like I actually can reach out to her because she reached out to me first. So that's where I'm like, I'm cutting it at. Like,
so open the door, be straightforward, let them know this is why I'm here. I want to help you get to the coins. And then, you know, we can just talk about all the fluff stuff in between.
That's right. I don't have time.
It's just like a lot of confirmation for me, because that's how I went first. But so I have another question. So, and I know you have to get off here because you have an opportunity event. But so brand new distributor. So if somebody just signed up today, right? Mm-hmm. How are you instilling that belief in them to get them? I mean, and I know you're a hype man, like that's just who you are. I get it. Like, but how are you instilling that belief in them right away to make them move their feet to actually get success and actually get something in the system?
So, what I've been doing has been working too, so I'm excited. So basically, I just send them voice messages right away. They always get voice messages basically. You know what I haven't been doing recently? That's crazy. I normally get them on FaceTime right away too, but I haven't done that the last couple, and they've all gotten loyal, so I'm going to stop talking to people. So, I mean, it works. So FaceTime does work with people. So anyways, I send them a voice message. Basically, I can't remember the first one, but the second one is the most important. It's basically saying, like, I just want you to know that you are going to get no's in this business, and there's always going to be crabs in the bucket. Somebody's probably going to be negative to you. Like, it just is what it is. And then this is what I tell them. I said, I let them know, like, hey, you're not going to sign up and make $1 million tomorrow. Like, this is going to take work. And the second thing is, geez, I'm out of breath. Okay, so I also tell them that shoot, this was really important. What do I tell them? I tell them that my upline told me when I started that just give this business a year and it'll change your life. And this is literally what I say. I say it as I'm like, because I thought that I'm like literally voice messaging. I'm like, and I thought that was the stupidest thing, but honestly, it's so true, because like if I wouldn't have just stuck with this, I would have never, replaced my full-time income, and like a lot can happen in a year. So I just need you to give this business some time. And the last thing I tell them is, but at the end of the day, I said, at the end of the day, this success, your success in this business is up to you. And so I'm going to be here to help you and coach you and walk with you or whatever, but I just need you to know that you need to take 100% responsibility of if you fail or if you succeed, basically what I say. Because I was thinking like, well, if it's your fault because I did it, you know, people do without uplines all the time. So you don't, I'm basically letting them know they don't really need me. So that's the voice message, just kind of sets their mind up to say like, oh, wow, she's right. Like if I want to succeed. And then normally they message me like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to run. I want to do this. Or they'll say like, okay, like, so then I have them log in and then I just make this post. I don't do anything else. Make the post. And I've also been praying to God and asking him to help me sign DTs that have the network. It's been the best thing ever. So like these people are getting comments like, you know, the coffee, I have to make a post about coffee. And then we start messaging their friends. I walk them through a conversation. It's just immediately I'm showing them that people are interested. And that's all that they need to know is that they literally go, wow, I didn't know people would really be interested. I said, coffee that like, who wouldn't want coffee that burns fat? So people just need to know that they're interested. So if you could just get them having conversations immediately, they'll be really excited. So
about talking to people.
Yeah, so I get them immediately talking to people, and then we go right into making their list, and then we go right into host the post. I teach my DTs.
That is so funny.
I don't do it, but I'll sign people who do it.
Yes, okay. You know, right, because everybody works differently and different things work for different people. Somebody asked real quick about are you 100% social media? And I said yes. So yes, I know.
But I meet people in person and I get them on Facebook. Yeah. So I'm always networking, but I don't network because I don't network and say, oh, I do it works. I just say, oh my God, you're so fun. We should be friends on Facebook. And then all of a sudden they all sign up because they come on my Facebook and they're like, oh, what's this coffee? So everyone I meet in person signs up. So I do try to connect and get them on Facebook, but I do not tell them I do it works or anything. They have no idea. But all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I'm watching your stories. And so I do, but that's the only thing. I love working social media because it's awesome.
Awesome. I know you got to take your call. Did you have anything else that you want to say? Anything else that's on your heart that you know God is telling you to tell my team?
I was like, God, what do you want me to say? Oh man, this one's such a hard one every time. Okay, let's see. I would just say that, yeah, I think that I think a lot of this business is going to be just about getting your mind right. I really truly believe that because I'm listening to all these books too, and it's just like, all my books are saying like, okay, well, people like this is what I just don't understand. Like we have everything you need to do. Like I'm sure in your team page it says, hey, make this post, say this, respond this way, respond like this, and then sign them up, get their info. Like literally, this is what because my team page, every team page, and you know how I know that there's no team page is better than anybody's because I'm in them all. You know, like I'm in so many of them. Like, and so I'm like, okay, so every team page has all the action steps, you know, like what we should be doing. But I'm like, why don't people do it? Like that's literally, so I'm listening to this book right now. It's really good. It's called Drive. And basically so what my goal is actually is like, people just need to be inspired to do it. And that's why I think Zooms like this, or like, I like to get, you know, leaders or somebody's stories inspire. So if you can get somebody on your team to hear a story that they relate to, then they'll do the action that you've already showed them and that anybody could do, you know? And so I guess that was really what, like some of my aha moments that I'm having from this new book is like, well, I just don't understand. Like we have all this action, like you literally can do, you know what to do. You know how to get to Diamond. You know how to sign DTs because you know what you should do to sign DTs. You can message, you can post, you can, you know, you can call. I mean, you can do everything, but why don't people put in the action? It's because they're not inspired to do it and they really don't want it because they're comfortable being where they are, you know? And so it's really just about, I think, opening people's eyes and making them realize like, wow, there really is more. You know, like getting them into a really good book. That's so huge too, because I read this book the other day, last week. I read this book. It's called Better Than Beach Money. And it's really good because the Beach Money is the really good one because it's about network marketing and blah, blah, blah. I read Better Than Beach Money because it's the next one he just came out with. And I literally was like, whoa, I could have that kind of life. Like, that sounds so cool. Like, and so it made me dream bigger. And so now I'm noticing this week I've been doing host to post. I'm doing these things that I knew how to do before, but why wasn't I doing them? Because I really didn't know that I could, go on a $25,000 vacation. Like, I didn't know I could do that. But now that I see that somebody else has that, and he inspired me to think like, hey, maybe I could have that too. Oh, well, I'm going to do some things now. And so even myself, I mean, really, if you're just being honest, somehow, why don't we do the thing? Because like, I don't really like those posts, but I did it anyways because I dreamt a little bit bigger. So I think sometimes that maybe we don't do the things because you didn't really dream, and your dream didn't really excite you. Because sometimes we dream, we're like, oh yeah, I want the Ford. I don't know, maybe you want a Ford, but really, you want the Ferrari, and the Ferrari gets you excited. Well, put the freaking Ferrari up and then get really excited and just think about driving it, and then just start messaging people like thinking about the Ferrari. Because like when I think about those, things that he got to do, I said, oh, that makes me excited. That makes me actually want to get up and do the thing. So like, what makes you excited? What's going to inspire you to actually do the action? And so that's why I read a bunch of books, because I have to dream bigger and just be inspired daily. I need inspiration daily. So I'm like, I know if I need it, y'all need it too. Like, I mean, I'm just like, I need it, and Pam needs it, and she reads all the time. And so I'm like, billionaires need it. They read 2 books a week. So I'm like, I'm gonna start doing inspiration in my head so that I can start doing more work. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's why I'm like, books are number 1 for me right now.
That's awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. Well, I'm excited. Hopefully you guys got some things. I know you're late. Like, you're late, right?
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, let's
well, I appreciate you. You guys hang on 1 second. Bye. Thank you, Carrie, for being on. All right. So, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you guys this recording. I'm super excited. Hopefully, what I want you guys to do, I want you to take a moment and go on Carrie's post or something that I don't think you guys can post on her wall, but you might be able to post on one of the posts that she's made. It's Carrie Young. Just tell her thank you. Give her an aha, something that you took away from tonight. I'll post a list of the books that I'll ask her if she can give me a list of all the books that she's read or listened to this year. And we've talked about it a lot about the personal development. And I think if you guys take it up to the next level, you'll be inspired, like she said. So hopefully this was helpful for tonight. And I'll get you guys recording as soon as possible. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye.